Hi, this is Hedda Sharapan, and I wanted to share with you some of the ways that Fred talks about STEM concepts in the factory videos.
I've often thought about people making
He always gives a context.
I'll do some more of this later, but I'd like to
Here
show
he's
you some
drawing with
people
crayons,
making
but
crayons.
sometimes he brings in an everyday object and shows it to the children as a way of introducing the video.
There's the railroad tank
He
car,
gives
which
children a
carries
sense
hot
of the
wax
whole process from the beginning, the middle, to an end. A lot of
from the tank.
children think that things happen by
poured
magic.
into a kind
They
of
don't
big
understand
kettle.
change and equipment and how much goes into making a
This is a kind of
product. They just
powder
see
that
it in a
makes
store
the
shelf
wax
or in the
hard.
home or in the child care. But he can walk them through the steps,
And after that, people put
talking
in the
about some of the
pigment,
ingredients,
which is like
even
colored
using
flour.
words like
This
pigment
pigment
and
is yellow,
defining it so the
so
children
it's helping to
understand
make
what he's
yellow
talking
crayons.
about.
Now all of that hot wax and hardener and pigment are mixed
I wonder
together
if you
and
know that
drained
Fred's
into a
father
pouring
was
bucket.
an industrialist and so was his grandfather. So Fred must have spent time in their
This is a mold
factories.
for lots of crayons.
He seemed to
Each
have a
little hole
real
will be filled
fascination
with the
for the
colored wax.
process of how people make things. And it's obvious that he wanted to share that with children.
Kind of a double bucket.
That's part of helping them understand more about the world around them and the things that are a part of their world.
That colored wax is going down into all those holes. And a little later, each one of those holes will show a crayon coming up. The people wait for about 5 minutes.
And
for
besides the
yellow wax to get
process,
hard,
Fred
and they
also gave
scrape
us a
off the
fascination
top,
for
which
the
they'll melt
machinery and the
use again.
equipment.
Now watch the
We
crayon
even
come
heard from a
into
young
those
woman who
crayon
said she
collectors.
became a mechanical engineer because she was so fascinated
They are.
by the machines in our factory videos.
Look at all those
Besides
crayons.
an interest in the machinery and an interest in the process, Fred was also giving children an appreciation for all the work that it takes to make something, particularly the familiar things that they've used, seen, worked with, played with.
Handfuls of yellow crayons.
It takes a lot of people to make a product. And in fact, Fred often referred to these videos as how people make crayons, how people make balls,
Imagine
how
what this
people make
machine is for?
sneakers. He didn't call them factory videos about how sneakers are made, how balls are made, or
those
how
things that
wagons
go
are made.
around
He
crayons?
wanted children to focus on the people
Those are
who
labels.
create the machines
Yes,
and
so
the
this is a
people
machine
who
that
work
puts
the
labels on
machines
the crayon.
and work with the products. He had a real appreciation for all the work that it takes to make something. And what the result is that we too come away with an appreciation for the people and a sense of respect for all that it takes to make something that we often just take for granted.
Lots of rides. Then people take the crayons to a collating machine where 16 different colors
Fred
of
let us
crayons are
look
put
at the
together.
visuals and enjoy the way
Oh, it's
machines
color.
work. Here's the collating machine, and
Beautiful.
isn't it great that he used that word collating machine about putting all the crayons together? We can help children with expanding their vocabulary when we're working with STEM concepts. It's a natural. Fred probably wasn't intentionally addressing STEM in these factory videos, but look at all the opportunities he gave us to introduce children to STEM concepts. Science, there's the mixing the ingredients, pigments, what makes the wax hard, how change happens in the factory. Then there's technology with all the tools and equipment. Then there's engineering of the people who created all these machines. And then there's math.
More
The
colors.
math is everywhere.
And more
The
little
sorting,
boxes.
the collating, the number of crayons in each box. This is one of the machines that's always intrigued me. Isn't it fascinating that someone had to create a machine that does something as simple as turn a box so that it's in the right direction for the next process? And we've seen the process from the beginning, the middle, the end. We've seen what's created the changes,
Big boxes of
what's
crayons.
put the wrappers on, how these crayons get in
little
boxes,
boxes are put
so that
together.
when a child comes to see the crayons and the boxes, that child knows what kind of journey that material has been on.
Then they're all put into the big shipping box. And then
What a
people take
great way
those
to learn
boxes
about
to the
STEM
stores
concepts.
where other people come to buy them.